Alrighty, it's back to work, back to life, back to reality. Where's everyone on this Wednesday? Back in action, back from an awesome vacation. And there's a lot of gig worker news, a lot of Uber news, a lot of Lyft news in the world. I'm just checking in. Had to check out for a few days. It's very important. It's important you do it. Just switch off for a while, right? And the big news, of course, is that Massachusetts follows in California's. Michael, how are you? Junk Stuffix, how are you? Good to see you, Brian. Massachusetts following in California's footsteps. That the Attorney General basically duplicated the lawsuit and said, hey, during the time of the pandemic, atrocious pay, atrocious conditions for drivers while they're making billions, unacceptable. So 50,000 workers could be affected by this in Massachusetts, right? But the way I see it, just plain and simple, and you may or you may not disagree, the more pressure that mounts on Uber and Lyft, the better conditions we should be. Jimmy, how are you? The better conditions we should come out with, right? And I truly believe we will stay independent contractors, but that we'll move more towards true independent contractorship, right? So the more pressure that mounts on Uber and Lyft, the better the conditions become for us. And I hope that other states jump in. I really do, right? I really, really hope that other states join this battle and put relentless pressure on Uber and Lyft before November. On the November ballot, they hope that they win that, get a victory there. And that means they can keep on, pushing the same shitty conditions onto drivers if they win that ballot. So we've got to make sure that we don't allow them to get to that ballot, and that we literally keep on choking them now for the next few months and come out with a better game plan, a better payday for drivers, better health conditions, etc., etc. So thank you, Massachusetts. And I will write a personal thank you on Twitter to that AG, Attorney General in Massachusetts. I want to say thank you for joining the fight and standing up for drivers, and thank you for putting more relentless pressure on Uber and Lyft, that haven't paid a cent on taxes today. Nothing. Super sky high salaries, no taxes, and Uber Eats is the greatest. I just heard somebody say Uber Eats is the greatest. Mark Fowdy says, go Boston. That's his home turf. That's his mark. That's it. Congratulations, Massachusetts, for standing up for the drivers. I got to say, I got 30 people in the house. Thumbs up, everyone. Like. I truly had an epic. Indianapolis is in the house. I welcome you. Check a little bit safer so I can concentrate on the road. Made 40 tip on Uber Eats. I love it. Good for you. I'm happy. Anybody that gets super high tips, I'm happy for. It's always a celebration. I would literally toast a glass every single time I could, right? But I don't carry a champagne glass with me 99% of the time. So epic holiday. I mean, beyond. Just scenery, adventure, adrenaline. That's my type of holiday. And the kids had an incredible time. The drive back yesterday was pretty hardcore, 9 hours, boom, straight through. What does you have to say? There it is, baby. Rideshare Professor, back in action. Back to life, back to YouTube, back to reality. That's it. All vacations, all holidays come to an end, unfortunately. It would be nice if life could be a non-stop vacation, but unfortunately it's not. And it's very, very important that you guys take some time out. Gonzalez is in the house. And back to the hustle. Got back last night. And Wednesday, you know that feeling, right? You open your email box, you got a lot of emails in there, you got to take care of it. People want to... Our AG will take on Uber and Lyft. They don't stand a chance with Maura. Go Maura. Awesome. Is her name Maura? That's it. Just more and more pressure. More and more pressure on Uber. Until you start seeing cracks and they become vulnerable. The more and more pressure, the more lawsuits they're putting money into. They're like, okay, we got to cut a deal because it's just pounding us. It's like big hail, golf balls of hail just pounding down on Uber and Lyft. Boom, 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 boom. At some point when you start seeing cracks in the armor, then they're becoming weak, right? Crispy in the house. Hello, South Africa. Hoe gaan het met jou, South Africa? Hello, Africa. Tell me how you're doing. So, yeah, what's this guy doing? Big truck wants to push me out the way. No, thank you. Michael says, Lyft changed cancellation. Yep. There'll be a lot of video. Yeah. Ain't suffering, I'm buffering. Verizon, dude. Pay like $140 a month with unlimited data and they go down on you. Come on, Verizon. Starting to look more and more like Uber and Lyft. Anyway, this is good news. The more... K, it's back. It's back. It's back. Guess who's back? August is going to be an interesting month. It really will be. Because I think August is maybe a game changer for many, many ride-share people. Again, a lot of uncertainties around the PUA. Got some fairly reliable. The state is setting up the head together because the tax in Utah, it's about gallon. You are driving as a rideshare driver. You're putting back into the system. You're paying taxes back into the system. Uber and Lyft are just showing loss after loss after loss, cooking loss after loss, and paying nothing in. So the state say, no, that's enough. We've had enough. It's the same with Amazon. It's the same with Apple. It's the same with Google. They all have their offshore accounts and they're not paying into the system. Can you imagine how healthy this economy would be if all of those big players were actually paying taxes? And no president, I don't care whether you're Republican or Democrat, should allow that, right? The money should be staying in this country. This whole offshore bullshit is unacceptable, right? All our roads could be fixed. All our bridges could be fixed. More jobs. Those guys need to pay taxes here in the US of A, right? Why do you have your corporate accounts in offshore accounts? So you circumvent taxes. Uber circumventing, Lyft circumventing, Amazon circumventing, Google circumventing, Apple circumventing. Money needs to go here. And a lot of the big California tech companies are to blame, a lot of them. So they're funneling the money out of the country and not paying taxes locally. It's wrong. I'm with you on that, my friend. I'm with you on that. But, and on both sides of the aisle, if you look at the last 8 years, whether it was under Obama or Trump, right? And I'm staying right in the middle here, right? Both Obama and Trump let these tech companies get away with it, right? Both of them should have held them accountable and said, no, that's unacceptable. You cannot hide your money overseas. It's got to stay right here. Right here. Health, education, infrastructure. Anyways, enough of that. But go Massachusetts. Thank you for supporting the drivers. For at least thank you for putting more pressure on Uber and Lyft. And hopefully we can start negotiating better conditions. The more states that file that type of suit, they just have to do a copy and paste. Massachusetts, California, copy paste, Texas, pressure. And so they suddenly send 20 courts in 1 week. So we need to start cooperating and come up with a blanket proposal where drivers win, the states win, companies still win. Obviously they'll down. But right now what they're getting away with is murder. And August 1st is going to be August 1st is going to be a whole different game. Don't go out. Piece of good advice or a little warning here. Don't rely on the continuation of PUA. Have a game plan. Because come August the 1st, reality may set in, right? Which means, what do I do? What do I do now? I'm not getting the PUA, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that support, might not get a stimulus, a lot of unknown factors. You got to have a job, right? In that first week of August. And then when it comes to job finding, am I going to go straight back into rideshare environments rather unsafe, or am I going to look for something completely new? And you know, I would understand if people are reluctant to go into deliveries, food, etc., because you enjoy being around people. At the same time, I would also understand people going into the delivery business because they want to stay safe. So it's like a double-edged sword. So the suit in Massachusetts, honestly, if you look at it, I looked at it briefly, skimmed over it. It's literally backing up California's language, which means, hang on, the way you are treating drivers right now, you're not treating them as true independent contractors, right? You say you are, but you're not. And we want to turn them into employees. I'm not saying that employees is the way to go. I'm not going to drive for Uber and Lyft ever again, right? I'm going to try and keep on educating drivers about that third option, which is build out your own platform, your own company, your own LLC, your own limo service, maybe add cars, fleets. It's a lot of money in there, a lot of money, right? Leasing out vehicles at 500 to 550 a week. That was in 2019. Now, just making it attractive to the people that are leasing our vehicles, as long as they cover the insurance and a little bit more. We've given them a massive reduction in the weekly rentals until the market bounces back, just to sustain, just to keep ourselves over water, right? Keep that fleet still going. Hertz could have done that, right? Car rental companies could have, that were working together with Uber and Lyft drivers, could have said, hang on, you know what, we will work with you. We don't have to make a profit. We can break even, but we will work with you during through the pandemic. The greed of companies like Hertz almost forces them into bankruptcy, or they're already going through bankruptcy because they're not willing to work with driver. They only see profits. They only care about their shareholders. They don't even care about keeping that company afloat. What they all rely on at the end of the day is, okay, maybe we'll get a bailout. Maybe we will get bailout money. A lot of these companies got bailouts. So you know what? Go out there, mismanage your company, screw it up. Guess what? You're going to get a bailout, and it's a gain. And you know, to me, it's the sink or swim. And both Obama and Trump, in my eye, failed. When a company goes under, let them go under. The strongest survive. Survival of sink or swim. Why? If I'm a CEO of a bank, of an insurance company, of a mortgage company, of an airline company, of an energy company, and I know, oh, you know what, I can screw up, the country's going to bail me out again. I'll get a few $100 million, I'll get $500 million, I'll get $2 billion bailout money. Where's the incentive to fight and run it as a true company? Because you're always going to get bailed out, you know. And a lot of countries have let their companies fail, go under, because it is survival of the fittest. That's what I believe in. The strongest DNA gets through. I don't know. Maybe you don't agree with me on that one, but I don't think that corporate bailouts are the solution for the next 20 to 50 years. I really don't. Because it creates that mindset. If I F up, if I screw up, there will always be someone to catch me. There will always be someone to support me. I'm not for that. I'm for true enterprise. Be creative. The fittest survive. Sink or swim. Right? My trip, Slickneck, was off the charts, my friend. Off the charts. So stunningly beautiful. I'm gonna put a slideshow together of all my photos, and I'm just gonna make one video. You guys can check it out. But I do want to share those memories with what I consider family, you know, rideshare family, YouTube family, whatever we want to call ourselves, or our house family. Yeah, AG Mara, go. But it was off the charts. I mean, the off-roading, the white water rafting, inner tubing, the hiking, did some of the toughest hikes I've ever done. I mean, you know, we did 2 big hikes. You're supposed to do 1 hike. We did 2 big hikes in one day. We did the Navajo Loop and the Peekaboo Loop in Utah, all in one day. It was hardcore. Make sure you have enough water when you're hiking through 104 degrees, right? It's insanely hot. All you're doing is you're drinking, replenishing, and your body. It's really a good mental test for kids and for adults. When you have slopes like this and you have to crisscross and get up them, and it's a mental game, right? Okay, it's hot. I need water. I have over a mile of climbing now, like really, really, really high altitude, and you relying on your mind and your body. Your mind, your body, and your soul, right? It's great. I love it. And that's when I think it brings out the best of us. Okay, there's a task ahead of me. It's tough. It's hot. You're working smart. You got enough water, because that's really what you need. Maybe a few little snack bars, and then you go for it. And I could see some of the people that bailed out halfway. Why? Didn't take any water with them. Extremely overweight. And so they break down mentally. They can't do it. It's the same in rideshare. It's the same in every business. You got to take care of your mind and your body. If you're driving out there for 10, 12 hours, you know, my friend Thomas, he clocked 72 hours in 1 week, made $2,500 plus. And he knows, in between you take your breaks. You stretch, you eat healthy, you get enough sleep, right? Got to do that. Get some exercise. Can't drive 15 hours around the clock, 15 hours around the clock, Uber Lyft, and burn yourself out. You do that for 5 years, you will age by 15 years. Oh, in the 70s, I did a 26-day survival. How did that feel? How did you feel as an individual coming out of a 26-day survival course, right? How do you feel? You feel so strong. I remember in the army, in the South African army, was brutal. They would try and break your spirit. But when you got through that training, that reconnaissance training, when you got through that, you were mentally so strong. It's like nothing is going to get down in life. Nothing, right? You have seen the bottom of the pit. They tried to put you in the bottom of the pit, but you did not break down. You did not mentally crack. You did not mentally falter. You went through. And I remember we had a lieutenant, a Dutch guy, brutal, complete arsehole, brutal. And he would point to a hill. He would point to the top of the hill and he'd say, okay, you guys run up there and back. 3 minutes. 3 minutes time, run up to that top of that hill and back. And you came back 45 minutes later and he would say, that wasn't 3 minutes, guys, let's do it again. And then you'd say, yeah, we can do it in 3 minutes, let's go. You just play with his man. You use your strength against him. He cannot break you. And then we'd run again. See the top of that hill? Get there and back, 3 minutes. You run. And now you're getting more tired. And now you do it in 55 minutes. And then you get back and you come over the finishing line and he goes, that's not 3 minutes. That wasn't 3 minutes. So let's do it again. Let's get to the top of the hill and back, 3 minutes. And you go out and you get back there and back in an hour. Now you've been 3 hours with all that weight on your back. Some people are throwing up and puking. They will not break you down. They will not crack you. They will not falter you. They will not break your spirit. So I'm saying you need that healthy balance. And I'm sounding like a damn army instructor right now, right? But I'm not. I'm just saying you need that healthy balance. You cannot work 15 hours around. Buffering. Verizon is buffering. Neon green Mercedes SL next to me. Insane color. Apple green. Sorry about the buffering there. Business calls. I hope, if you have Verizon, I hope your Verizon in your city is better. Because man, this Verizon Unlimited plan, which I only got because of the, the YouTubing and the live feeds, it's the signal goes down. You're doing a 1 hour trip and the signal goes down 5-6 times. It's because they don't have cell towers in strategic places. And they really don't have the best technology either. It's just Band-Aid after Band-Aid. It's built on their old system, right? I mean, AT&T and Verizon is literally just built on their old infrastructure, just with a new name. This green Mercedes is right on my back. Unbelievable color. Never seen this color. It's a bright apple green. It's that Mercedes, like that gull wing. So I have a few $1,000s worth of supplies in the car, as far as car parts, working on 2 vehicles while I was away. A lot of my stuff was shipped to Long Beach. Wow, yeah, it's an AMG. What is this? Oof, that car. That is sick. Boy, I was used to driving on those big open roads in Utah, and you get back to this aggressive Los Angeles driving. Got to adapt like a chameleon here. These guys drive like the Fast and the Furious. So thanks to Maura in Massachusetts for pounding Uber and Lyft with, and you know, the other states need to look at California and Massachusetts and follow suit. Just do a copy and paste. You've got all the legal arguments, right? You just adopt your legal language of your state. You've got all the legal arguments. California has done the work for you. So why don't you just copy and paste? I mean, if states want to start seeing money, they need to start holding companies like Uber, Lyft, Amazon, Apple, Google, etc. accountable. Start paying taxes, right? Do you want to get in there, buddy? I'll let you in. Do you want to get in? Thank you for the likes, everyone. Happy Hump Day. Hopefully you, your family are doing great. Anybody got some horror stories as far as the masks go? Any riders giving you SHIT? Curious, always curious about those riders out there that feel privileged or don't feel like they have to, you know, obey the basics. And I found it rather interesting on my trip to Utah. Half of the people wore masks, the other half didn't wear masks. I'm not a Walmart shopper, but I had to go into Walmart because this one town, whatever, one city only had a big Walmart center, so I had to get a whole lot of supplies, waters, Gatorades, blah, blah, blah. And I went into a Walmart and I literally started counting